Hey everybody, it's Justin with Midwest Mealworms. I wanted to chat through how I remove the exoskeletons in the farm. So I posted recently a picture inside the bin and you can see a lot of buildup of the exoskeletons. It's good and bad. So it's good because it means the insects are growing, right? So what an exoskeleton shed is as the mealworm grows, it's going to break that hard exoskeleton skin apart. It's going to molt, and that exoskeleton will just be in with them. So it's real fine flakes. They move very easily with wind or suction, as we'll see. And essentially, it's every insect. So cicadas, you'll see them on the trees. Grasshoppers, every insect will molt. So within the farm here, the good about it is it means your insects are growing. The bad is that as it creates that layer on top, it could potentially hold heat in. So the mealworms are constantly moving, constantly generating heat, but if you somehow put something over them, you put a top on your bin, put anything over your bin, even a mesh top will hold some of that heat in, depending on the size of the mesh. So anytime you change anything with your bin, always be cognizant, do a trial run, let it sit for a couple weeks, make sure everything's okay. So what I'm going to do today is I remove those sheds for two reasons. One, to help keep temperature control under control within the bin itself. And then two, these exoskeletons are extremely fine. And what happens when you're sifting these, you sift these, they get into the air, they move around, they get all over the floor, it's more work to clean up. What's very interesting about these exoskeletons is that they actually contain chitin. And I've talked about that before, so chitin is a fantastic plant impactor. It tricks the plant into thinking that it's under attack by an insect. So the plants are naturally in tune with that. Once they sense the insect, they have defense mechanisms, they have things that they do to protect themselves. This chitin from the exoskeletons helps to trigger that. So I'm actually going to collect it. I've got some folks doing some testing on the impacts, pros and cons. Like maybe it's a bad thing to utilize this stuff in too much quantity. So I just don't know. That's why I want folks to test it out. So I actually collect it. I've got a couple options here. So this little shop vac, I use this to collect it for the samples that I'm going to send out. So this is specific just to chitin. I don't use this for anything else, so it's just a good collection mechanism into that. And then over there, just the trusty shop vac. So that's a 16-gallon. I use that multi-purpose here around the shed, around the farm to clean up. And to also suck off these exoskeletons. Quick PSA, I don't have my mask on. I've turned everything off in the farm. All you can hear is me and the insects. And what I'm going to do is a quick test just to show this to you, and then I'm going to mask up, and I've got a whole lot of work to do in here today. So I wanted to do a real quick close-up here. So this is a nice tray of mealworms. As you can see, I need to sift it. Nothing but frass in here. That's a good thing. Wanted them to eat all that. It helps the sifting process. But here is the chitin, and it's just really fine stuff. And watch this. I'm not blowing that hard, and it just moves, right? So with a shop vac, what you want to what you want to do with this is you want to hold this. Start up, this is going to vary by every shop vac, so don't just dive right in and start sucking your mealworms up. Start up higher, go down lower, and just find that sweet spot where you'll see it. So what's going to happen is that chitin, or the exoskeletons are going to be lighter and get sucked up faster, or from a higher point than the frass, the mealworms, the substrate, that sort of thing. So again, this is going to vary by shop vac, whether or not it's clean, that sort of thing. So always take your time. Always start from up high and then go lower. The other thing you want to make sure of is that your outlet from your shop vac, wherever it blows that air out, is not pointing at one of these bins you're trying to clean out, because it's just going to go everywhere. Okay, so we'll do a real quick demo. See that? You're just going to run along there. See, so it's aerosoled into the air a little bit just from the shop vac itself. Shop vac. But you can see here's a path where I went through here and got all the exoskeletons off. So depending on what sort of shop vac you have, just start from up high, go down low, get into the bin itself. Be careful on the corners. There's a bit more suction on the corners, so you might get a couple mealworms in there. But honestly, I think a couple mealworms is better than your whole tray here suffering because it gets too hot or making a big, huge mess everywhere. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Hopefully you found some value in this, and let me know what you think. Have a great day.